Hello, this is Dr. Christy Patton Lukes, a chemical engineering professor at Missouri S&T. We are, in this video lesson, going to continue looking at Chapter 4 from the Turton textbook on chemical product design. And we've been, at the end of the last lesson, we were looking at strategies for chemical process design or product design. And we want to practice that now. And so what I had set up in our discussion board in class was a question of how could you keep chocolate from melting in a hot car in the summer. So I set up a scenario where I enjoy hiking, and sometimes having a nice piece of chocolate after you get back from a hike will help boost that energy level and help you get back home feeling just really great about the day. But the problem with summer around here is that the car gets very hot. If you leave a bar of chocolate in the car, it's going to be a melty, nasty mess. And so I asked you to generate some ideas. So we came up with a lot of ideas. So I'm not going to totally read all of these, but so we have bring a gas-powered generator and a mini fridge, and siphon gas from my vehicle into the generator to power the fridge to allow for a perfectly cooled chocolate bar when you return. Or just bring a cooler filled with ice, or find a hiking trail that has an air-conditioned parking lot. Now, there's a lot more ideas here. So, wow, so many ideas. Some of them are kind of, a little bit repetitive. Leave the car running with the air conditioning on. Park under trees to try and lower the temperature of the car. Bury the chocolate. Lots and lots of ideas were generated, okay? Including customizing a box to withstand the temperature of liquid nitrogen and then set that up in my car. So some very elaborate ideas. So I selected just kind of randomly 5 of these for further evaluation. I'm not saying that these were the 5 best. They just were 5 that sort of came up over and over again. So one was to park in an air-conditioned garage. Okay, that one did not come up over and over again. So parking in an air-conditioned garage, we have just leave your car running with the AC going. You could bury the chocolate bar to a depth where the ground temperature is a little bit kinder for chocolate. You could bring an ice chest with cold packs, or there are many variations on this, dry ice, liquid nitrogen, etc. You could rebuild the glove box of your car as a refrigerator, and that could run off of, say, the car battery. So those are the 5 that I selected to further evaluate. The next job is to come up with parameters to evaluate these. So these are the 4 that I came up with. They may not be the same as what you would have come up with. So I said, well, is it expensive or inexpensive? Inexpensive would be the positive, right? I don't want to spend a lot of money if I don't have to. Also, would the final quality of the chocolate bar be unchanged? All right, so if you freeze the chocolate bar, frankly, it does have a different texture and you may get crystallization. If you let it melt, then, so some of the suggestions were things like just let it melt and bring a cup and then just drink this chocolate. Will it work reliably? So every time. And is it easy to use? So those were the 4 criteria that I developed. So what we want to do is evaluate these. So I've listed the 4 options, okay, and I've listed the 4 criterion, abbreviated as inexpensive, quality of the chocolate, is it reliable, and is it easy. And I would recommend that you pause and fill this out in any way that you want. Now, we need to decide how we're going to do this. Do we want to do it with rankings? Do we want to rate these on a numerical scale? What I went with was using plus, 0, or minus, and not weighting these, so just all equal. And so I want you to pause and take a moment and see what you come up with. All right, so this was what I did. Okay, so parking in an air-conditioned garage, is it inexpensive? Well, probably not, because I'm going to have to pay for a parking fee for an air-conditioned garage. And my experience, if you've got anything like that, that would be probably a very expensive parking garage. But would the quality of the chocolate be great? Sure, just like getting it out of your house. Is it reliable? Okay, I put a very no on that one because it's pretty hard to find an air-conditioned parking garage. Here in Rolla, Missouri, I'm pretty sure those do not exist. And particularly out at the state parks where I typically would go hiking. Is it easy? Yeah, all you have to do is park your car. Next one, leaving the car running with the air conditioning going. Is it inexpensive? No, because you're paying for the car. The quality of the chocolate would be good, but reliable? Maybe, maybe not. I would, it depends. Do I have enough gas in the car and so forth? Is it easy? Yeah. You drive up, you leave your car running, and you go hike. Okay? Burying the chocolate bar? Well, that's cheap. Okay? All I have to do is have a way to dig, and frankly, I could do that with my hands if I was desperate. The quality, it's probably okay. I would be a little concerned it didn't get a positive because I was a little concerned that you might have some dirt enhancement to your chocolate. Reliable, you'd have to, make sure that you got it buried to the right depth and that some squirrel or animal didn't see you doing it and steal your chocolate. Okay, easy? No, definitely not. An ice chest is not too expensive. I mean, you do have to buy some sort of ice chest, and if you're filling it with dry ice or something like that, you would have to, go buy those. The quality, maybe. Okay, I think that frozen chocolate, depending on how long it is, you end up with crystallization, and it's not really quite the same texture. But it's pretty reliable. And it's not too hard. It's not, you have to make sure that you have all the stuff and you have to remember to do it before you leave. So it's not totally easy, but I rated that as neutral. And building a glove box for your refrigerator is not inexpensive, but I would guess that would be a high quality and reliable once you got this refrigerator working. Easy, definitely not. Okay, so we've filled this out. Now, how do we evaluate these? So what I kind of do is just add up across there. So for instance, the first one has 3 negatives and 2 positives, so it's a -1. The next one is also a negative, a positive, a 0, and a positive, so that comes out as a +1. Burying the chocolate bar comes out as a 0. Ice chest is a +1, and building a glove box refrigerator is a -1. And so based on that, the leaving the car running with the air conditioning and the ice chest are the two that have tied for the lead here. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but probably you were thinking about this. Leaving the car running with the air conditioning going, I've got a couple of different issues there. One is that makes my car really liable to be stolen. Okay, so the expense may have just gone way up. So this might be not just one minus sign, but hundreds of minus signs. So there's some issues there. So now then I would pursue the ice chest as the next step to pursue. Now I am going to also comment though that this was based on building a refrigerator for my glove box. I actually drive a car that is manufactured in Germany, and the glove box in my car actually does have an air conditioning feature in it. It is not set up to run when the car is turned off. But I'm pretty sure I could rig that, so that one might come up to a higher rating based on my car. But it's an expensive car, so there you go. Anyway, this was just a little bit of fun, but this is how one does product design. Thank you very much for your time.